Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Catherine. Today I'll be talking about the 5 tips that totally changed oil painting for me. Several years ago, I decided to branch out from strictly painting with acrylics to trying oils. And I was really honestly very surprised at how different the process of painting with oils truly is. I watched lots of videos on YouTube, read some things, and I really wasn't getting much beyond just general tips and tricks. So what I'd like to do today is to walk you through more of a step-by-step process and tell you the 5 things that made me truly love oil painting. Step 1, planning your drawing. This is so important. You want to start by having your subject in front of you, or at least a photograph if you don't have the real thing, and then your plan is done by making a sketch. I like to plan out the major shapes of my drawing, the layout, make sure I'm happy with it. You may take a few tries at doing this until you actually finalize what you have. But this is so important to make sure you love what you're planning to paint before you're committed to it on canvas. Once you have the basic idea sketched out, I also like to add color. I want to see what the colors that I'm planning on using actually look like. Are they harmonious together? Does this really achieve the end result that I like? This can be super informal. I even use markers. This is not something that you want to take a lot of time. It's just your trial run so that you make sure you're happy with what you're going to paint. And don't forget, if you find this advice helpful, please like this video. Tip number 2 is thin to thick. What in the world does thin to thick mean? This is a topic that everyone seems to go over, but it took me a while to fully understand how that applied to my process. When you begin painting with oils, you want to start by using your thinner layer first and work your way to a thicker layer. The oil paint itself is the thick substance. You need to use something to thin it out initially. In terms of acrylic painting, we use water to thin out acrylic paint. With oil painting, the thinner actually has to be used in greater quantities in your initial layers. You can either use paint thinner to do this, you can use something more non-toxic like linseed oil or walnut oil, which are the 2 things that I tend to like to use the best, but you should be mixing any of those thinning mediums with your oil paint. You should have more thinner up front, and you'll progressively use less and less thinner or less and less walnut or linseed oil and more oil paint itself, so that your final layers of your painting should be pure oil paint. Step 3, canvas mapping. What canvas mapping really means is just putting a sketch directly on your canvas. I like to do this in pencil. Sometimes I do this in a very thin layer of acrylic paint, but this allows you to get your proportions just right and truly map out your canvas, making sure you have your objects exactly where you want them to end up. Step 4, if anything has changed my relationship with oil painting, it's underpainting. This has totally transformed how I approach oil painting and really has made it so easy and even, dare I say, quick. I am super busy. I am a mom of 2 young children. I work full-time. I don't have a studio. I paint with oils in my living room when everyone's asleep. So whenever I'm actually able to find the time to paint with oils, I really want to pack a punch there and get a lot accomplished. And truly, I want to be able to finish an oil painting in one sitting. And underpainting is how I've been able to do this. Because I'm using a very thin layer acrylic paint, it dries so quick. So after I've done my canvas mapping, then I apply a very thin layer of acrylic paint in large color washes for my background. I do some coloring to my larger objects. I leave the details to my oil layers later on, but I do my major colors and then I let it dry for about an hour. And then I'm able to go back after that and begin painting with oils on top. So finally, step 5, don't let great be the enemy of good. My husband tells me all the time, just get started, you will learn, you will get better. I am such a perfectionist, and sometimes I don't attempt something new because I don't think that I'll be good enough at it to be satisfied with what I'm able to achieve. And with oil painting, this is so important that you just take a stab at it. Get started. You won't be the best at first, but you will get better and better. And with practice, you'll be really pleased with the artist you can become. I know that's definitely been true for me. And now oil painting is something I really, really enjoy. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and we'll see you next time.